In a world where stories are woven into the fabric of our lives, where every frame captures a moment of truth and every word spoken echoes across continents, the power of the media industry is unparalleled. But with this power comes responsibility, a responsibility to our planet, to future generations, and to the very essence of storytelling itself. While the media we create can entertain, educate, and inform, it also leaves behind a footprint on the environment, a footprint we cannot ignore. Fortunately, we are seeing the industry respond to its environmental responsibility. In content production where storytelling begins, advancements in virtual production are reducing travel-related carbon footprints using new tools like LED screens, virtual reality, and augmented reality to create virtual sets. And cleaner energy batteries are replacing diesel generators on set when production must be done in the field. In media supply chain and distribution, where content is prepared for numerous platforms and audiences around the globe, dynamic management of cloud workflows maximizes compute efficiency by consuming only the resources needed to process the media, thereby eliminating the waste associated with underutilized infrastructure. Cloud-based digital asset management and editing tools now allow a globally distributed workforce to share metadata and content over the internet without requiring emissions from personal travel or from media courier services. Today, we celebrate the sustainability achievements of our industry peers using innovative technology with intention to pave the way for a greener, more sustainable future. From energy-saving generators and electric vehicles to virtual production and remote cloud editing techniques, the media industry is embracing change, incorporating sustainability improvements, and leading by example. As we gather today to honor excellence and sustainability in media and entertainment, let us also celebrate a shared and growing commitment to sustainability. From every frame captured to every video stream played, we have the power to make a difference. Welcome to the second annual NAB Show's Excellence in Sustainability Awards. Your host for this session is the Emmy-nominated host and founder and CEO of What's Trending, where she covers social media, emerging tech, and the future of well-being. Please welcome Shira Lazar.
Important award session. You know, as I engage with media, both as a consumer and as a creator, I can appreciate the impact that our industry has on the environment. So these awards recognize a topic that is vitally important, as we all know, to people and organizations around the world. You know, scientists tell us that climate change is the most critical challenge of our time. And while the media sector is not the largest contributor to carbon emissions, we all can and must do our part. Am I right? Thank you. Come on. I'm really excited to see the honorees today who are blazing trails in developing products and services, as well as talent and social impact that will have a lasting effect on our industry. And as a fan of HBO's True Detective Night Country series, any other fans out there of the show? I can't wait to hear what they are doing to achieve green productions on set. They are truly an inspiration. Thanks also go out to our friends at AWS, who so generously support these awards for the second year. Yes. You know, in 2009, Amazon co-founded the Climate Pledge to reach net zero by 2040. That's huge. And today, they are on the path to using 100% renewable energy by 2025. I think that deserves an applause. So thank you for doing all what that you're doing, your part, AWS, to lead and inspire the industry. And now let's get on with the show, shall we? I am delighted to introduce NAB's Chief Customer Success Officer to the stage, Eric Trabb. Give it up for Eric, everyone.
Thank you. And thank you all for joining us today. Here at NAB, we're excited to finally honor excellence and sustainability in our industry with this, the second year of our program. In addition to these awards, this year the NAB Show have partnered with the Media Tech Sustainability Series to promote sustainable exhibitors on the show floor. By displaying sustainable exhibitor stamps, it's another way that our exhibitors are showing that they're practicing sustainability and highlighting it to attendees. This year, we also expanded the regular program for 4 new categories. And I'm pleased to say that we saw submissions for each category coming from nominations all around the world, further demonstrating that there's a real level of interest in promoting sustainability within our community. And I'm happy that once again, we're able to provide and recognize a nonprofit group who are doing great work in supporting sustainability in our industry. When we first conceived of these awards, both NAB and AWS felt it was really important to give something back to the community. And it is our pleasure to be recognizing a worthy organization this year. But first, I'm excited to introduce our next session. As Shira said, if you're a fan of HBO's True Detective Night Country, then you'll really be interested to hear this next segment, a fireside chat that takes a look at the production's work and how they went green. We're delighted to have HBO's True Detective Night Country executive producer, Mary Jo Winkler Iofreda, with us today. Mary Jo will be interviewed by Zena Harris, president of the Green Spark Group, a green production advisory firm. Please welcome Zena and Mary Jo. Let me tell you a little bit about them. Mary Jo is a dedicated environmentalist and activist. She is co-founder of the Producers Guild of America's Green Production Guide, which promotes sustainable production practices and climate messaging through storytelling. Mary Jo has implemented sustainability protocols on every film she has produced since 2003. Zena Harris builds programs that embed sustainable practices and influence stakeholders and shifts industries. Most recently, she founded a sustainability consulting company focusing on advancing sustainable practices in film, television, all with the mission to change the climate of entertainment. We look forward to hearing your story. Welcome, Zena and Mary Jo.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you all for coming today. This is very exciting. We are here with Mary Jo, who's a pioneer in sustainable production. And, you know, sometimes people aren't sure quite where to start. So, Mary Jo, can you tell us how this came to be, how you got started in sustainability?
Sure. For me, it started with a personal epiphany of how I was living my life and thinking about how I could reduce myself and my family's impact on the environment. And then a lot of complaining about the waste of the film industry, and a hard conversation with myself, looking in the mirror saying, you know, you're a producer, you're in a leadership position, you can actually affect change and do something about this and dictate and work on implementing sustainability. So middle of the night, woke up, went through every line item in a film budget and thought about what each department could do. And then, oddly enough, fun fact, implemented, first film that I implemented sustainability on was a movie called Lucky You, which we shot for 7 weeks. We shot it mostly in LA, but shot for 7 weeks here in Las Vegas. So that was my start of my journey, and then every production that I did thereafter, always trying to raise the bar, think of new, innovative ways to push the industry forward in reducing our industry's carbon footprint.
So let's talk about True Detective Night Country. So how did you learn about this project? How did it come to be? What did you first talk about with the studios?
Great. Well, I was looking for a project and have made a commitment to only working on projects that have a climate environmental component to them, and very interested in working with female creators and directors and showrunners. And I was introduced through HBO to Issa Lopez to become a creative partner for her, to be the boots on the ground person who is taking the project from the scripts that she had at the moment that I met her, which was a pilot script and some drafts of the other episodes, through delivery and launch of the show. And so, you know, for those of you who haven't seen the show, True Detective is about two female detectives who are solving a crime in the high Arctic of Alaska, centered around a science research facility that is tangential to a mine that is toxically polluting an indigenous community. In addition, there's a cold case of a missing and murdered indigenous woman. So it's a very intersectional story, and really fulfilled all of my requirements of the kinds of content I want to produce.
So you learned about the production. You want to do content that has meaning. Mm-hmm. Then as an executive producer, what are you looking for when, you know, in a location, in how you're going to set it up from the very beginning? What do you do? What do you look for?
Well, it was interesting. The HBO production department had done some preliminary research. The story takes place in the high Arctic of Alaska. They had looked at Alaska, they had looked at parts of Canada, and they looked at Iceland. And when I came on board, my process is to sort of evaluate where is the most infrastructure, what does it visually give us, and does it fulfill the sort of vision that the showrunner and director had. And when I met Issa, I said, well, we need to go to Alaska. She hadn't been to Alaska, so we took a trip to the high Arctic, to Kotzebue and Nome. Kotzebue is 29 miles above the Arctic Circle. It was minus 22 degrees on our scout, and we all stood there soaking in the environment, but going, there's no way we could put cast and crew out in these elements for any length of time on a large-scale production. Canada was compelling. However, the areas that looked like Alaska had similar problems where they were inhospitable from a weather standpoint and very taxing on fly. You could only fly to these locations. So it would have been an enormous carbon emissions and an enormous carbon footprint to contemplate that. So what Iceland gave us was landscapes that were very similar to what we were seeing in Alaska, snow, ice, and a lot of our locations were within a 30-minute drive from a city center. And they had just increased their tax credit to 35%, so that sort of sweetened the deal. They have a very young and burgeoning film industry, but really hardest working local crew that I've ever seen, and they know how to work in those elements. But it was still cold. I mean, we were shooting in 22 degrees instead of minus 22 degrees, and suiting up in Arctic jumpsuits, and we filmed for 2 months in the dark, in the snow, in the ice, in January and February.
Okay,
Yeah.
So decided on
Yeah.
Iceland.
And really, I look at, is there local crew? Can we avoid flying everybody in? Do they have resources? Do they have equipment? Not wanting to. Transportation is one of the biggest emitters of emissions, so you want to try to limit as much as you can. We still had to bring people in, but I think we did a lot better in Iceland than we would have elsewhere.
So it was pretty easy to implement, to start planning those sustainable production practices given the infrastructure of Iceland.
Right. And then the other bonus to Iceland is that the country is run on 100% clean energy. So 63% of that energy is geothermal, and the rest is hydroelectric. And the entire country is wired and set up for EV vehicles. We had over 40 EV vehicles that we rented for cast and crew. We saved about 4,000 gallons of gasoline by renting EV vehicles, and the people who live in Iceland it's the way of life for them. So there was an openness to, I came in and sort of, had a talk with everyone and said, we are going to implement sustainability. HBO put resources into it. We had a wonderful director of sustainability named Heidi Kinberg, and I worked in tandem with her to really source how we were going to do this. We used a lot of batteries. We were looking for a battery-powered generator, and they did not have one in Iceland, but one of the facilities managers was interested in investing in one, so he purchased one for the show. And now that electric battery-powered generator lives in Iceland and has been utilized on other productions. So conversations and communications up front with everyone, and also staffing and making sure that you have a staff on the ground that can help facilitate the integration of sustainability.
So that's a lot right there.
Sorry.
What was the...
Stop me.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, so it sounds like with EVs and geothermal and whatnot, how did that affect the carbon footprint?
Yes, our carbon footprint was a lot lower in Iceland than it would have been in other places. And Heidi actually did a study and took our carbon emissions, our footprint, and then took and did an analysis of other areas that we could have shot in the US, Alaska, Canada, and it would have been 2 or 3 times more than it was in Iceland due to clean energy. Anytime we were shooting on our stage facilities or indoors and were able to tie in, we were plugged into the clean energy grid. So you can imagine the bonus of that. And it was quite aspirational, right? I mean, we were all living in this extraordinary country with clean air, clean water, low emissions, and it felt like this is possible. And what we really need is government support, we need investment, and we need technology to catch up.
So with this ethos that you brought and the support of HBO, can you tell us about how the crew responded?
Yes, the crew was amazing. I don't think there's anyone what I usually do is I talk to the creative department heads, who I'm very close with in the early days of setting up the show, and then we start to talk to their crews and the rest of our crew, and we message and we alert everyone that this is how the production is going to run. We do a lot of emails and messaging, and here are the protocols, and here are things to think about. Heidi was very instrumental, and she then took it to a granular level with every department and walked through with them the possibilities of what they could do. And everyone in Iceland, again, like I said, it's a way of life there, so they really embraced it. And so did we had crew from the UK as well, and some Americans, and there's not really these days, there's really no pushback. We're also seeing, especially in the United States, that the unions and crew members are now, there's a sort of rising of crew who are asking for cleaner sets and sustainability and new technologies, because we're all working on these sets that are, spewing fossil fuel emissions, and it's not healthy, and we need to change.
And you mentioned earlier that crossover with content, but it also made it on screen, as we have, I think, an image here of some of the on screen.
This was a protest at the mine, and like I said, for me, this story had themes of environmental racism, climate action, violence against women, and it's all connected. And that was Issa Lopez, to her credit. What's a sort of genius about the show is detective genres are very exciting to watch and are a very popular genre. And what she was able to do, and she calls it her soul agenda, S-O-U-L, And she was able to infuse themes that reflect the world that we're actually living in and make you think about those themes as you're watching a very entertaining, compelling detective show.
So definitely integrated in.
Yes.
Don't know you're watching a show about
Yes.
climate change. Okay, so we probably have a lot of folks here from the supply chain. I think every single piece of the supply chain is probably out in this building somewhere. What are you, as an executive producer, like, what are you hoping for, looking for, wanting in your supply chain for production?
Yes. I mean, I think what we really need to focus on now is decarbonizing our industry. And what we really need is cost-competitive, clean, mobile power. We need batteries, we need generators, we need equipment that can be run on clean energy. It's the only way forward if we're going to survive. And I think everybody here is aware that we're in a global climate crisis, and emissions are a huge factor. Our industry, though we're not the highest emitting industry, we are a very high emitting industry. So it's time for change, and we need to accelerate it. Because as you all know, we've all seen more catastrophic climate occurrences happening every day, almost. And I believe that those climate occurrences will start to affect our work. And I've heard from producers and crew members in studios that there are productions that have been shut down because of wildfires and hurricanes. And just moving a crew out of Louisiana because of hurricanes coming is millions of dollars. And we all saw during COVID the investment and the budget adjustments that were made to get our industry back to work. I believe that if our industry is to survive, we're going to need to make those similar investments. And I know I sit on a committee with an Interguild Alliance through the Producers Guild of America, and we are in conversation with the heads of all of the unions. And there's almost every union now has eco committees, and we're all talking about it. And we need advancement, we need acceleration, we need education and training. And I know we can do it because we've done it with, we took, film to digital, we took analog to Avid. It's time for us to move in this direction. So innovation and acceleration for all of these suppliers out there.
All right, you got it. You heard it from the executive producer. So you don't have to ask next time if anyone's interested. The industry is interested. Okay, so we heard about planning. We heard about engagement with the studio. We heard about production. One thing we never really hear about is marketing and publicity. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yes. So, I worked in London through post-production with ESA, and as we were starting to have conversations about marketing, publicity, launch of the show. I went to the heads of the marketing and publicity department and said, listen, this production has been sustainable through and through, and have you thought about, we'd like to implement the same sustainability protocols through the launch and marketing and publicity. And HBO was incredibly open. Heidi, again, incredible director of sustainability, worked with the heads of those departments and put together lists of protocols that they could follow, and they really embraced it. We had, for the premiere, all of our cast and crew were driven in EV vehicles. We had a vegetarian, pescatarian menu, no red meat. At the premiere party, we used very little, paper and posters, and we did a lot of more digital displays, and they really took it to heart. And Heidi's in the process of, or has done a analysis of what the carbon footprint for that was, and now they're going to implement those protocols moving forward on all of their productions. So, those little incremental ideas and change can really change a company. So I'm very proud of that. It's the first time I've had, and HBO is an incredible company to work for, very forward-thinking, and they just embraced the idea. And we had no generators at the events. It was really amazing to see. We had digital invites. No, not a single piece of paper was mailed to anyone. So it was really a triumph in that sense.
So just to wrap us out, I know our industry is complex. Many different departments come together to make a production. Sometimes I feel like folks are waiting for the go-ahead to implement or be empowered to bring an idea forth. As an executive producer, maybe if somebody came to you with an idea, how would you take that? How would you do you encourage your crew to do that?
As a matter of fact, when I first started, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just like, I've got to just talk to people. I've got to really connect with my crew and our director. And we just started having a conversation. And, in 2008, I did Al Gore's climate reality training. And that taught me that what you really need, the single best thing you can do is talk about climate change and have a conversation. So I started very grassrootsy, talking to everyone, and I asked of the crew, if you have any ideas, please bring them forward. And I still do that on every production. And our designer on True Detective, and this is also an Icelandic thing too, they live on an island. Their conservation is sort of bred in them, and they don't throw anything away. And our designer worked with our construction team on materials, on turning sets into other sets, a sort of circular design of this set is intended for this, but we're going to take this portion and turn it into something else, so we're not, using fresh wood. And so it's that kind of collaboration with all of your departments that really does help raise the bar. And I am still learning. I'm learning on every single production. This particular production was my aha kind of tipping point moment to really continue to talk and push for a clean energy revolution in our industry.
And it probably feels good, right?
Feels good.
To get to this point and talk about it. And
listen, it's been a long time. 2003, I started this. It's taken a long time for the industry to kind of catch up with the idea of it, but there's a lot of studio support. Every producer can reach out to, if you're working for a major studio or a streamer, there are typically sustainability departments. You can reach out to those directors and find out what you can do on your production, and start implementing and start making room and budgets for staffing and for what might be an uptick in clean energy equipment and batteries. What we're seeing now is there are offsets. We offset a lot by not burning fuel, by not using single-use plastic water bottles. Those savings then go toward paying for staffing and clean energy tech that might be a little bit more expensive. What we now need is more supply. I believe there is a demand for it, and if we had the supply, the pricing would probably go down. So I am just imploring any tech innovator to please join us and bring us clean mobile power and bring it to us quickly.
That's right. There's a lot of filmmaking going on out there.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
we could probably use a lot of it right now. Okay. Well, to take us out, I believe we have a reel that we will show you about production.
And we're going to show you, the other thing that's really important in the talking about it, and HBO was really open to this, and Heidi Kinberg was very instrumental in helping me sort of produce a behind-the-scenes sustainability sizzle reel. And this, we're going to show it to you. This reel just highlights some of the things that we did on the production. And it's been inspirational for HBO to show their other productions, and it lives on the Max behind the scenes, clips that are on the Max platform. And I think messaging is really important, especially in this moment.
So take it, show folks in your office, get them inspired.
Exactly.
And, this is what we're going for. All right, let's see.
True Detective Night Country was a sustainable production. I've been greening film sets since 2003, and I'm grateful that HBO has a very robust sustainability program and is extremely supportive and willing to put resources toward creating a sustainable workplace.
I've done a lot of movies over the course of the years and watched a lot of waste and, a lot of lumber get thrown in the trash, and things have really, really drastically changed. The entertainment business in general really just understood that it was time to re-examine how we do things.
I think that 10 years ago we wouldn't have been able to, because there was not the infrastructure, and now the philosophy is different.
Good news is here we are in Iceland, one of the most sustainable places.
One of the benefits of shooting in Iceland is that the country is run on 100% clean energy.
Sustainable policies are key to Iceland's success. We have ample resources of renewable energy.
63% of that energy comes from geothermal sources. The rest comes from hydroelectric.
Action! Set has generally always been an incredibly wasteful place, and there are massive, massive efforts that I've noticed on this production to keep that down.
My job is making the basic design function and always try to design it in the way that we use as little material as possible.
When they had to build up sets, for example, we've been able to take iron racks, storage racks, cut them down, and that's all recyclable.
Anytime that we were shooting in our stage facilities, which was quite a bit, we were tied into the clean energy grid. We aggressively recycle and sort our waste. We composted.
I've never seen so many bins.
This production is definitely taking the initiative of making sure that we are very green.
Our role is a lot of times just telling people how to recycle and where to put the things. We're just trying to help people.
They digitally hand out our sides every day, so we really cut down on paper. They have no single-use water bottles.
The very simple idea of assigning each cast and crew member a water bottle with their name on it and a water station to fill that bottle is huge.
Everybody thinks that, oh, my little moves don't matter, but everybody takes those little steps, to try to conserve and make things better.
We're also piloting an electric battery-powered emissions-free generator called the Benerator.
Benerator is a great tool. It's silent and it cuts back on diesel or gas usage.
You are only running the diesel generators maybe for 2 hours a day instead of 12. So the Benerator covers 80% of the power that it needs to do.
It also gives us the opportunity to use batteries. So when we're on set, not only makes us quicker and more efficient, but it also allows us to reduce our footprint.
We primarily used EV and hybrid cars for self-drives. As a matter of fact, we saved approximately 15,000 liters of gasoline.
Using this as a platform for the future is very important and will play a big part in our role to maintain this level of sustainability.
It's kind of proving a point that there is another way of doing things, that you can create stuff just as powerful and as poignant without leaving a scar behind you. And what it is transmitting for the next generation of filmmakers as an attitude towards how we create and how we tell stories that are both about broken environments and the hope of fixing them, and the effort to not break an environment in doing it.
Given the global climate crisis, it is time for all of us in this industry to promote clean energy and to reduce the impact of our industry's carbon emissions.
The cast and crew
on HBO's True Detective Night Country
made a great and conscious effort
to reduce our collective carbon impact
while making this show for you.
From reducing waste
to reducing fuel,
buying better,
and building better,
giving back,
and stepping up.
We're proud to have worked
on such a sustainable show.
amazing, right? Yeah, thank you again to Zena and Mary Jo for that amazing discussion. They're in back, so they'll hear your applause. Give it up for them. I really had no idea personally what it takes to green up a production, so this gives me a whole new look at how I'm gonna approach possibly my next creative idea, and I hope you feel the same way. Now, I'd like to introduce NAB's CEO and AWS Head of Media and Entertainment, Curtis Leggett and Samira Bakhtiar, to present a check to this year's designated nonprofit honoree.
All right. Thank you, Shira. And Curtis, it is my pleasure to stand on the stage today to recognize the Sustainable Entertainment Society with you.
Thank you, Samira. It is an honor for all of us at NAB to partner with AWS on the Excellence in Sustainability Awards for the second year in a row. Together, we are highlighting the importance of sustainability efforts in our industry. Today, we are pleased to recognize the Sustainable Entertainment Society for its work in shining a light on those making a positive difference in their communities.
Absolutely, and AWS is motivated by the actions of creatives like those at the Sustainable Entertainment Society who are committed to igniting positive change and who are helping to elevate the consciousness around sustainable practices. Today, we are honored to help NAB present a check to the Sustainable Entertainment Society.
SES connects people and stories, sparks ideas, and advances sustainable practices. We are so pleased to honor them for their commitment to sustainability. Now let's hear about SES and all they do.
We do know that the data is really important, but also it's the behavior change piece, it's the mindset piece.
We can't wait. We have to do everything that is possible to do today and do it now.
2 of the traditional seasons in Bangladesh, we have 6 seasons, are now gone.
Who's responsible?
That person may be you.
You know, the whole ecosystem is crumbling. You know, we live in a culture now that is impaired when it comes to sustained reflection.
To actually get to where we need to go, every single person in this world is going to have to be on the same page.
Indigenous knowledge is valuable and it's integral to how we move forward in this country.
Culture shapes the leaders, leaders shape the policies, and then policies shape the system, but it starts with a story.
Part of our job as storytellers is to know who we are.
We know who we are.
We love our food, our phones, our leisure time, our cars, but there is a cost for those pleasures.
It's not really about saving the planet, it's about saving us.
It's a choice and it's a political act.
Because we all want to do something, right? I mean, just how? Where do we start?
So at this time, I would like to invite Melanie Windle, the Executive Director of the Sustainable Entertainment Society, to join us on stage so that we can present her with a check so that she can further the SES mission. Melanie, please join us. Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Cool. Congratulations again.
You bet.
Congrats.
Thanks, Samira and Curtis. Hi, everyone. I'm Melanie Windle, the Executive Director of the Sustainable Entertainment Society, and I'm very grateful to be standing here today at the Excellence in Sustainability Awards, celebrating our industry's innovative filmmakers, producers, and changemakers. Firstly, I would like to thank NAB Show and AWS for choosing the Sustainable Entertainment Society as this year's honoree. We recently celebrated our first year anniversary as a nonprofit, and this recognition of our impact and programs is deeply felt. I also want to recognize the groundbreaking leadership of Zena Harris, President of Green Spark Group, our foundational partner, whose drive and courageous entrepreneurship unquestionably has made our industry better. The Sustainable Entertainment Society's mission is to accelerate sustainable development through arts, culture, and entertainment. Our programs and conferences are focused on industry capacity building, education, engagement, and knowledge sharing. Learning from each other, we can proliferate low-carbon solutions throughout shooting jurisdictions around the world and empower everyone above the line and below the line to get creative in how to deploy new processes and engage in dialogue with everyone on the team. The entertainment industry is unique in its ability to innovate and problem solve. After all, we build dreams, reflect society, and help us to know ourselves better in moments of despair and ecstasy. We can put a camera on top of a mountain and fly a heroine across a great divide. Since I know we can do that, we can do so much more. The entertainment industry has a powerful voice, and it is incumbent upon us to be thoughtful, not just about the stories we tell through film, but also about how these films get made. We are problem solvers and storytellers, and our industry has an opportunity to lead globally in reducing our carbon footprint and address its significant impacts on climate change. I am convinced that collectively we can create the conditions so our industry can be net positive. We can contribute more than we take, and we have the technology and skills needed to make that change today. We can do this. Being honored, yes, round of applause for that. We can do this. Being honored at this year's Excellence in Sustainability Awards affirms that we are on the right path and that we must keep going. I hope that you'll join me in this journey and that we will make the world a better place together. Thank you.
Wow, congratulations, Melanie and the Sustainable Entertainment Society. I've had the chance to talk to her backstage, and the work they're doing is truly incredible. Please go check them out and go support what they're up to. Now let's transition our focus to the presentation of the awards. Are you ready? Okay, love the energy, everyone. To start things off, I have the honor of introducing Allison Stewart from our sponsor, AWS. Allison is a worldwide go-to-market specialist for media and entertainment at AWS. While AWS did not participate in the judging, they share our commitment to sustainability and want to be part of recognizing positive sustainability in the industry. Please welcome on stage Allison Stewart, everyone.
Hi, thank you, Shira. I am so excited to be here and represent AWS. I want to thank you to all of the companies who entered the competition. We celebrate your efforts and congratulate all of the nominees and those receiving an honorable mention, as well as the award recipients. Thanks also to our NAB judges. They did the heavy lifting today, determining the honorees, and by doing so, are further promoting sustainability best practices in media and entertainment. So today, we celebrate industry-based sustainability stories from contributors of all sizes, from individuals to large companies. And now it's time to present our awards. As I call each of our winners, we will have an announcer share a judge's comment about the recipient's submission. And when called, please come up to receive your award from Barbara Lang, our Program Awards Director. Barbara is joining us here on stage. And we'll just ask any of those of you who received the award to remain on stage as we call all of the winners, because we'd like to capture a group photo at the end. So our first award category is for excellence in sustainability for a product or service from a small company. Our award recipient is Silicon Core Technology for its Common Core Cathode technology.
This recognition is a testament to Silicon Core's innovation in heat dissipation technology, resulting in an impressive 20 to 40% reduction in power consumption for their displays, not only delivering direct energy savings, but also ensuring better power maintenance and lower operating costs for users. The incorporation of fanless operation and the longevity of LEDs demonstrate their dedication to environmental responsibility. Congratulations, Silicon Core Technology.
Our next award is for a product or service from a medium company, and our award recipient is Anton Bauer for Salty Dog Sustainable Sodium Power Supply.
Anton Bauer's Salty Dog sodium-based battery technology offers extended lifespans and cycling capabilities, outlasting lithium alternatives by up to 40%. The battery's zero emissions and silent operation on set mark a significant advancement in sustainable production practices. Collaborating with industry leaders and sustainability advocates, Anton Bauer further demonstrates its commitment to environmental stewardship within the media industry. Congratulations, Anton Bauer.
Okay, we'll keep rolling. Our next award is for a product or service from a large company. And the award goes to Ross Video for its Ultrix Hyperconverged platform.
Ross Video's Ultrix Hyperconvergence platform upgradability sets a new standard, ensuring adaptability to future broadcasting needs without necessitating complete replacement, thus promoting sustainable use and reducing waste over time. Ross has taken additional steps to minimize waste throughout its operations. Integration of low-waste processes, such as using no-clean solder paste, and adopting a closed-loop ultrasonic stencil cleaning process showcases their commitment to environmental responsibility. Congratulations, Ross Video.
Okay, moving into the Green Production Practices category, one of our new category awards, and we are recognizing excellence in bringing green techniques and technology to productions. This year's award goes to HBO's True Detective Night Country.
True Detective Night Country's accomplishment in receiving this award for its green production practices is well-deserved. The production excelled in every aspect, as well as narrating a compelling story about its eco-friendly approach. Not only is the production green, but the storyline also features a sustainable message. Moreover, the selection of a shooting location in Iceland, which offers 100% renewable mains power, coupled with cultural endorsement for environmental sustainability initiatives and positive social impact, further solidifies the production's commitment to responsible filmmaking. Congratulations, HBO's True Detective Night Country.
Okay, moving into the leadership category, which recognizes excellence in sustainability by an organization, and the award goes to Irdeto.
Irdeto's exceptional ESG report, bolstered by ISO certifications and EcoVadis accolades, highlights its commitment to sustainability. Irdeto's pioneering EV initiative, program, and dedication to waste reduction reflect a comprehensive approach to environmental responsibility. Irdeto's proactive supplier engagement and UN Global Compact commitment underscores its sustainability ethos. Powered entirely by renewable energy at its headquarters and with targets set for the Science-Based Targets Initiative, Irdeto establishes an admirable benchmark for the industry. Congratulations, Irdeto, on this deserved recognition.
Our next award category is for excellence in sustainability by an individual, a champion. The Champion Award goes to Philippe Wetzel, CEO of VTech.
Philippe Wetzel spearheaded VTech's transformation into becoming a leader in sustainability. From impactful initiatives like GreenPeg to solar panel installation, optimizing logistics, and embedding eco-friendly practices into product design, Philippe's influence has reduced VTech's carbon footprint while also modernizing its products. Beyond VTech, Philippe impacts industry-wide initiatives through rigorous collaborations with stakeholders. With more than a decade of unwavering commitment to green practices, Philippe is an inspiring leader who compels others to follow suit. Congratulations, Philippe Wetzel.
Now I feel like I'm on the Oscars, and I'll say Philippe could not be here with us today, so Barbara will be accepting the award on his behalf. All right, our next award is for excellence in sustainability for an emerging talent. That is someone representing the next generation. This award goes to Prathamesh Tyre from Prime Focus Technology.
Prathamesh demonstrates exceptional drive, passion, and commitment to sustainability, instrumental in building a culture of responsibility and accountability for ESG at Prime Focus Technology. His ability to quantify the impact of ESG initiatives has been pivotal to integrating responsible action into the business operations. Prathamesh is on a mission to amplify real value from the opportunities that an ESG agenda presents to business. Congratulations, Prathamesh.
Okay, we'll make sure these awards get to those who are not able to make it with us today. And our final award is another of our new categories. This one is for community and social impact. This award recognizes organizations that go beyond technology or market expertise, and that does so for its community and stakeholders. This honoree is for this year's award is Harmonic.
Harmonic has been selected for the Community and Social Impact Award for its exemplary efforts in empowering communities, specifically young women, to enter technical broadcasting fields. Through various initiatives across its national offices, Harmonic has demonstrated a steadfast commitment to fostering inclusivity and diversity within the industry. Their career development and mentoring programs provide invaluable support and guidance, equipping aspiring individuals with the skills and resources needed to thrive in the technical broadcasting sector. By championing social impact and community engagement, Harmonic embodies the essence of sustainability, ensuring a brighter and more inclusive future for all. Congratulations, Harmonic, for making a real difference in the media tech community.
All right, we want to congratulate all of our honorees for the work they're doing in furthering sustainability. We had so many wonderful submissions and want to acknowledge several outstanding entries that are worth noting with an honorable mention. This year's honorable mentions are ITV Studios, Nanlux Americas, Earth Angel, Akamai Technologies, Bitmovin, Nanook, TVU Networks, Weka, Tinkerlist, Yamdu, Storage, and Jeff Probst from Ross Video. All of you have done so much to contribute to sustainability initiatives in the media tech industry. Congratulations.
Come on, you can do better than that. Let's give a big round of applause to all of our award winners and honorable mentions. And congratulations to the Sustainability Entertainment Society. Thank you to our judges, panelists, and presenter. Allison Stewart did a fantastic job, and Barbara Lang, and thanks to the generous support of AWS. And finally, thanks to all of you for attending, and have a great show.